Looks like we're live. How's it going, you guys? I know it's been a long time since I've done another stream. As usual, I'd like to get some house cleaning done before I actually get this stream over and out the road. I know I've been missing for a while, although this isn't the usual content that you'd expect from me. But I thought it was time to start a new series. I thought it was time to give you guys some resolutions on what I've been doing. I may progress throughout this video and do just that. But as it stands right now, I have a priority task here to focus on our good friend Red Magus Games. If you haven't subbed to him as yet, go ahead and do so. Today, he went out and he did a Violet stream, and unfortunately, he went 1-7. I have been coaching Richard for a decent amount of time, and I think it's important that we kind of go over what's going on in his matches here. As you can see, he is Great Ball Tier rank 8. Decently high on the ladder. Just 2 tiers away from Master Ball, basically. And yeah, pretty sure this one either knocked him right back into Pokeball tier, or it put him... Whew, man, I'm sorry. It put him in a weird position. With some other stuff. So yeah, let's get some house cleaning out the way. And yeah, we'll get this show on the road. Also, guys, if anyone's in here, just let me know if the audio levels are a little too cranked or anything like that, and I'll try to adjust it as we go along. Just want to get something done real quick here, though. Let's pull this up here. Let's grab that. Easy. Okay, I'm gonna keep this short. Not gonna tag too many people. Just need them to know that we're online. We'll trust that everyone else will get the notification. Okay, let's bring our stream back up here. And I gotta find my chat bar, of course. Let's minimize that. I don't have a way to really check chat as it stands, so I'll just ping in and ping out on chat. If I reply to anyone late, I'm really sorry, but I don't really have the means to check chat as quickly as I'd want to right now. In any event, let's go on with the show. So he logged in, lost some points there. This is a team that he and I made together. I went 6-0 with this team, and I kind of went back to playing my standard team since then. Fortunately, the HelloFresh sponsorship thing is covering his win-loss ratio, so if you were curious about that, it's not there. It's near as important. What is important is that we're seeing the opponent's team and we're able to try to pick things. We got a bit of an oddball team here. Alongside that, I think we have a bit of a toughie for his team. Cerulege, he has secret sauce for Cerulege. I think that Hydreigon does fairly well into it as well. Murkrow is alright. Murkrow can live pretty much whatever it does. It will take a lot, but it will live whatever it does, and he can get the Tailwind up. The opponent has Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel is pretty bad for Murkrow. But outside of that, his team handles that pretty well. And again, Quaquaval is a weird matchup to talk about, but I think he's fairly weak to it here. oddly enough, you know, if he had the Goldengo, he'd be in a better position if he had the T-Bolt on Goldengo. I think that he has to play very smartly with UFO to really beat the Quaquaval, but it is still going to be tough. And I do think that what this team is essentially doing... Actually, I know what this team is. This is the Wolf-Quick team. So that's a Banded Garchomp, the Orthworm has Shed Tail, it's a Stash Kilowattrel, that's Bulk Up, Bitterblade, Ceruledge, and I think he either went Specs or Life Orb with Quick Attack on the Sylveon. I don't have that much experience against this team myself, but looking at it, I think what he would have to go into here would be probably like, let's see here. I think what he could do is go Dead Mouse plus Proto, because Wolf's team doesn't have any redirects, which is good for him, and he'd have to try to go in directly for an attack with Proto, which is still tough because there's a Banded Garchomp over there. Really, I guess Hydreigon is fairly alright. If that's a Terra Steel Hydreigon, he'll be okay. So it's really weird pivoting around Wolf's team with this one. I think Proto is fine, but I don't remember the calcs. Speaking of which, let's get a damage calculator up here. Yeah, let's just keep this handy. Let's just keep this handy so we can kind of just, you know, mess around with it. And if we want to run any calcs, we can do that. This is a fairly easy team pace to find. Wolf made this team on stream, so you could always just pull that video up and kind of look for the calcs around there. Outside of that, it's not really much else going on. As far as team preview goes, this is, again, it's really a toughie. I think that the most work is put in by UFO. Really, UFO cracks a lot of these for very optimal damage. But he has to be careful with what he goes into here. Hydreigon also does well if he can just go in and just pop the fire type, the Fire Terra. But he also would have to worry about Quaquaval as well. Really, the Orthworm, I think he has Orthworm fairly pinned here. He has Terra Fire here. He has Heat Wave here. The Orthworm doesn't have the greatest special defense stat. Proto Man can also get Weakness Policy and clap it with Bitterblade for some some juicy heals. He has options in that slot there. I think that Dead Mouse with Pluro is probably the best lead that he can go for, unfortunately. And I just try to bring something in the back just in case for the Quaquaval. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets versus this team, unfortunately for him. Does look like he kind of struggles with this matchup, but let's get into see what Richard brings. Okay, so he went Murkrow. Yeah, this is also alright. He has this in the back, which means that his fourth Pokemon has to be UFO. Yeah, I don't know if I really like not having that there, because he's leading very heavily in on his dragons and stuff. But the big issue here is that you don't have any defensive pivots for Murkrow. So if that Quaquaval, which is Bulk Up, comes in and starts like setting up on you, you're kind of screwed. UFO is always a good bring. UFO beats most of these Pokemon. Well, it does fairly well against most of these Pokemon. I could have seen him going Dead Mouse with UFO plus a pivot for Earthquake in the back just in case the opponent does lead it. And he should have been able to do, you know, fairly well with just that alone. But this lead also isn't that bad. I think I would have wanted the Hydreigon out early, just because you could still, it puts so much pressure on this team here. Really, it puts so much pressure on this team, and they you know, the UFO in the back again, if they lead the Sylveon, would have just really sealed the deal there. So he locks in again. I'm not sure, it doesn't feel like he thought that much about what he wanted to lock. I did see him like scrolling around and whatnot, but I don't think he thought too hard about what he wanted to lock going into this team preview here. Let's see what the opponent does. Okay, so yeah, Sylveon Kilowattrel versus Murkrow in this. Again, like I said, he's pretty Sylveon weak. I'm not surprised the Sylveon jumps out first thing. But yeah, like now he's in a bad position with Murkrow because he doesn't have anything defensively that can stop that. The opponent pretty much sets up Tailwind for free, and the best he can do is trade Tailwinds while the opponent probably just T-Bolts and you know, Hyper Voices. He's like playing from behind here because he doesn't bring UFO, and we kind of spoke about this. UFO is kind of the defensive back of this entire team. If UFO was out on the field right now, he'd be in a way better position. If he led UFO Dead Mouse versus this, he would have been in a way better position to have actually controlled the tempo of the game and, you know, try to put in some damage versus Kilowattrel, because that Kilowattrel is yeah, that Kilowattrel is competitive, so, you know, even then he could take a chunk off or just by T-bolting. And the Sylveon doesn't really have an option versus that. He could also just proc the Terrafire immediately and then decide what he wants to do from there. Rest of the team, like, it forces the Garchomp, if the opponent brings the Garchomp, which is Choice Band, to just lock into a move and say, hey, well, this is it. This is me. Deal with it. But yeah, we'll see how Richard decides to pivot around this. This is the only Pokemon that's in a good spot here. He's probably going to trade Tailwinds and then sack the Murkrow. So he does click Tailwind here, and it looks like he's going to go for Bitter Blade. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. We're gonna have to trade the Tailwinds anyway. That's the thing. Okay, he Bitter Blades a Sylveon. Sylveon lives by a little bit. This is a pretty good position to be in. That's also good thing to note. This is a team you're gonna see a lot because Wolfglick made it. So the fact that he was able to almost one-shot the Sylveon like that, if you guys end up going against this team, this is 252 Cerulege. You guys should take note of that damage there. It's gonna go for Hyper Voice. Murkrow's probably gonna faint. Yeah, Throat Spray. But the Sylveon's pretty much pinned. Sylveon's not gonna be doing much here. So he goes for a Foul Play and goes into that. I personally would have saved the Murkrow for later. Kilowattrel's not really doing anything. It's strong, but it doesn't pressure anything. And we know that this Murkrow is gonna die this turn. So I probably would have switched to the Hydreigon, knowing that the best they could do is hit my Cerulege. That's best case scenario, and I could bring in my Murkrow later and put in some work. He's gonna get a free switch into something here, but so is the opponent. We'll see what that is in a little bit. Okay. Okay, so Sylveon protects. So he gets no value out of the Cerulege at the moment. He got scouted here. The Kilowattrel taunting there doesn't really make any sense, in my honest opinion. The Kilowattrel doesn't have any more supportive moves outside of maybe Feather Dance, I think. I don't remember exactly what Wolf put on the team, but yeah, like, it's gonna T-Bolt your Murkrow. That's what it's designed to do. It's gonna T-Bolt the Murkrow. Yeah, so Murkrow goes down for free. That's why I'm saying he was better off just switching here. The opponent wouldn't have gotten as much much value off of that turn if he switched, and he could have easily brought in very easily brought in his Baxcalibur here and put the opponent on the back foot immediately, because he wouldn't have taken that much damage. Sylveon's gonna die to a Shadow Sneak, and after he gets that Shadow Sneak, Baxcalibur can lock into Glaive Rush and pretty much take out the rest of the team for free. None of the Pokemon on Wolf's team really want to take the Glaive Rush, especially not the Garchomp. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. So Bax is probably going to come in. Yeah, it's a free switch to Bax. I wouldn't have done that way. I would have brought Bax in and saved the Murkrow just in case for a late Tailwind. I think I didn't get to see what he did there, unfortunately. He has a lot of things in the way. So yeah, he's probably gonna Glaive Rush to get the Baxcalibur down to get the other thing down to Focus Sash, and he should still Shadow Sneak here. He is faster, but I would still go for the Shadow Sneak just in case. Yeah, just secure that KO there. Opponent's gonna be playing from the back here. Another T-Bolt into that slot there. Unfortunately, he gets the paralysis. Not a big deal. We already have things set up here. See, so he's gonna get max value out of well, actually, no. I think he should have just locked into Glaive Rush, and he would have been fine, because Kilowatt would be in the in this range. And now, if the opponent brought Quaquaval at the back, it's a free bulk up for him. So yeah, I think here this turn, what is this, like third? Like this is turn. So we traded Tailwinds. Murkrow died. So turn 3, I would have locked Glaive Rush because that's the most damaging move. You already saw this by Excalibur's Scarf. And it's pretty frail. That was kind of just a bad move there. Because any way you put it, this thing is pinned. You know, this thing is pinned. I would have locked myself into that. But it's fine, more or less. He should be able to get some value out of the team here. I don't see Garchomp switching in here. It's Earthworm. So he's going to get a free Shed Tail here. I don't know about this switch. Yeah, this is that's probably what's going to seal the deal. I guess it didn't matter either way. He would have to switch either way. Kind of rough. As long as the opponent doesn't pin his backs, he'll be in a fine position. But this is also why I was saying, hey, let's switch to Hydreigon here, because then you would have been pinning the Earthworm early, and you would have gotten to see what the last Pokemon is. Earthworm in the back is not something that is not necessarily ideal for the opponent, because you know it just doesn't exert enough offensive pressure. But now it gets a lot of value because it can go ahead and Shed Tail and get its game plan going. Okay, so he goes into Hydreigon here. The Earthworm protects. That's a really strange play. He's gonna go for... Okay, so he gets the Shadow Sneak off. This is still good. This is still good positioning, since that's what the play was. But it could have been a bit better. I think if turn 2 we traded Murkrow out for Hydreigon and Shadow Sneaked, it would have been just a tad better, because he could have been clicking Heat Wave earlier in the game than he is now. Okay, so our Tailwinds peter out. And yeah, see, again, if something died here, you have a late Tailwind option to outspeed whatever the last Pokemon is. He goes into Garchomp. This is a weird position for Rich to be in, honestly speaking. The Earthworm did that. The most value he gets is... Well, he has Terra Fire on his Hydreigon. I think the most value he gets out of his team is by going Terra Fire on Hydreigon and trying to KO the Earthworm with that Terra Fire Heat Wave that he has on his team. He does have the Bitter Blade option, but his Cerulege is paralyzed. I wouldn't want to rely too much on that personally. We'll see what he does. He has to Terra here. He has to Terra here and go into Heat Wave. The other Pokemon is also like Terra Ground. He went Fairy. It's actually not a bad play. I did forget that this was Fairy on this team. And he didn't go for the Terrastalize here. This puts him in a bad position. This puts him in a pretty bad position, honestly. If he had went for the Terrastalize here, he would have been in a way better position, because if that Orm has Body Press, he wouldn't be taking super effective damage from it, and that D-Claw would not be KOing. So, like, if he loses this match, it's literally because he didn't switch early. He's not playing defensively. He's just keeping Pokemon in and not paying attention to the potential of what, you know, pivots can come in and, you know, what can do what here. He did click the correct move in Heat Wave, but I would have, again, Terra'd early for that exact reason there. But, hey, it is what it is. We'll see where we go with this match here. He can get rid of the, get rid of the, oh, that's unfortunate. He can get rid of the Garchomp, but that's about the end of it for his turn. He has to Terrastalize here. Did he Terrastalize? Yeah, that's rather unfortunate. And he also didn't Terrastalize to get rid of the typing there. So, let's talk about this turn. Again, he does not use his Terrastalize. I don't understand why he refuses to do it here. He had 2 opportunities to go for it to get like a better defensive position. But yet again, he's not going for a Terrastalize. This is something that we spoke about earlier. Well, the last time I coached him, we spoke about this. He's still making the same mistake in terms of not Terrastalizing. He could have went fire, and he would have probably lived the body press plus the other move and gotten free damage on the Earthworm. As we said before, its special bulk is not the best. Or he could have easily just removed the Garchomp early and went for something else. Locking himself into ice, whatever, was not the best play. Additionally, one of the other mistakes he made was not bringing UFO in the back. I think backs not being around would have been fine. He could have won this entire match just by having Hydreigon plus UFO in the back. And he would have been able to like put himself in way better positions than what he did put himself into here. He had 3 Pokemon in the back. His Ceruledge pretty much got to stay on the field the entire time. Multiple chances to switch out of it. Additionally, outside of the multiple chances to switch out of it, the main thing that he kind of didn't do here was, him having that there would have gave him 2 options to switch out for the obvious T-Bolt that was coming into that. I feel like he was locking in moves and he wasn't thinking about what he wanted to do in terms of those moves, because like the switch to Hydreigon was pretty much free. You pinned the opponent there, and the best thing Kilowattrel could do to like pressure you was, well, Air Slash, and you would have gotten a late Tailwind if you saved those Pokemon, thus allowing you to outspeed the other parts of the team that may have been giving you trouble later, and giving you a free T-Bolt onto Earthworm later on. Hydreigon was definitely the play though. I didn't like the early Excalibur. I also didn't like that he tried to lock himself into an ice move. That was, not the best situation to put yourself in. Good bit by the opponent to actually stay in and wait on the Terrasilize and go Fairy later. But I do think that this was a winnable match. The Murkrow plus that call was good. I think he just needed to bring UFO and Hydreigon. Turn 2, he should have switched. 3 and 4, he kind of fucked himself by not actually Terrasilizing. And yeah, that's really about it. So we have one more turn here. He's not getting the most value out of his Ceruledge here, unfortunately for him. He still has a chance to like Terrasilize and Terra Blast, or Terrasilize and then Bitter Blade up, but it's still rather hard to do anything here, and I think the opponent's locked into Dragon Claw anyway. Okay, so he concedes. Yeah, he concedes. Yeah, we already went over what he did wrong in that match there. Again, could have played it way better, way cleaner, not considering the defensive value of the Pokemon in the back. Taking some chips sometime is worth it if it's going to leave you in a better board state. And it's about the best thing I can tell you, really. Like, it would have forced Garchomp to come out early. He could have switched to UFO there and got the Garchomp to lock itself into Dragon Claw, which would have forced it to switch out. And really, I don't think Rich is doing enough research on VGC teams, because these are like YouTube teams. These are open sheet. These are matches that like you can pull the team for this anywhere. The rental codes for these are everywhere. That was just a Wolfie team. Just gonna go check chat here real quick. How's it going, you guys? I just got a minute to check chat. I mean, yeah, so KH fan, yes, you're right, Earthworm does have body press. This was open team sheet, like I was saying before. The reason why I was saying that he should have done that, like at least switched or something, or Terrasilized or something, is... Wow, my audio is peaking. Hold on. Yeah, the reason... It's still peaking. Weird. 1 second. No, I'm not gonna mess with it. The reason why I'm saying you should have switched that there is simply because even I have that time in a rental space to try and find out. I'll try it out. Yeah, look, that team is so standard. That team is super standard. That's honestly the fact of the matter. Like, there's no reason to not know what that team does at this point in the game. I want to thank you guys for also, popping in. Lee, yeah, I'm glad you like this type of video here. I'm gonna be able to post more of these as we go along. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like this type of video. Let's go ahead and get into match number 2, right? But yeah, like definitely I think that he could have, yeah, like no Terrasilize on turn 3 and 4. If you don't want to switch the Murkrow out, you could have easily just went Terrastal Ghost and saved the Murkrow. Murkrow doesn't have Protect, so I would have just switched it out. You could have gotten late value out of late Tailwind. There were so many things that didn't happen. I know that the paralysis, I'm sorry, the para hacks from the T-Bolt was unfortunate, but it wasn't the end of the world because that happened, you know. A lot worse have happened in VGC matches. Okay. Unfortunately, he did lose the first game. He said he went 7-1. I'm looking forward to seeing that 1 win. Again, guys, yeah, I don't have the easiest way to check everything here, but I will do my best to try to pop in and check out what you guys are saying on chat. Shoutouts to the mods, Kingsley Jenkins and Shadow. Appreciate you guys being out here. Shoutouts to Kingdom Hearts fan for being around again. Right. Okay, so I think we already got to game 2. I did not look at team preview. I'm so sorry. Oh wow, Gyarados team. So Gyarados, Sylveon's picking up in usage. Espathra. I think we've fought this team before. I've seen this exact team composition. In my 6-0 run with this team, I actually went up against this. So let's look at what the opponent has here. The fact of the matter is that UFO pretty much sweeps the opponent clean. None of these Pokemon can touch UFO. None. You have a move for everything that's not Indeedee. And Indeedee doesn't have any offensive pressure, so you don't really have to concern yourself with it. So UFO up front makes a lot of sense to me. Only thing that you're scared of is Gyarados EQ, which you can take less damage from if you have another partner up there. It's also Trick Room. I guess what we can do right now is calc something. Because like I'm not sure if we outspeed. Let's see. So, oh yeah, you guys want a Vaporeon set? Here you go. All right, let's lab this out. Let's look at Gyarados. My boy's Yu, and let's just go Jolly. 252. Right? Let's put it to level 50. We don't care about anything else. So at this stat point, you have 146 speed, right? Let's check out Magnezone. Oh, you are not that fast, sir. You wish you were that fast. Let's put this to 50. 80. Okay. So at this is no investment. At 2 stages, because this is going to be multiplied by 2, you're going to be at 160. One Tailwind puts this Magnezone in a bad position, and the opponent doesn't really have anything to deal with that Tailwind. If they do like lead other things, you have other things you can pivot into to, you know, not lose to Magnezone, really. I'm sorry, not lose to like Trick Room or so. Because you can always still bring the Starulege in the back just to sponge a Hyper Voice or sponge a Terra Blast, and it's not bad value. Everything else on the team pretty much bowls over to that. So if he does bring this, you can always just Tailwind, T-Bolt, and it pretty much forces him to reveal his Terra type early. you have Flash Cannon for this. Armarouge is not touching you if after you've Terra typed. Spatra is a Spatra. We have multiple ways to deal with this. You could just Shadow Claw his mother, or you could just do something else to it. Cerulege goes kind of crazy here too. There's no redirect on this team as well. Oh wait, never mind. There's Indeedee. I take it back. Yeah, that sucks. Cause then you could have just beat up the Cerulege, proc the weakness policy, maxed your speed, and then just, you know, ran over the rest of the team. This is probably running Sucker Punch, so that's the only thing you really gotta. Wait, no, he can't run Sucker Punch with Indeedee, so yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about Sucker Punch being there unless he's running 2 dark moves. You have Hydreigon. Hydreigon's good into these two. It's also good into this. Another Heat Wave target. Gyarados, it really depends on what the Gyarados is running, but Gyarados can't really touch Hydreigon, so that's another good pick. As long as you've pivoted around the Sylveon, you should be fine. Glaive Rush goes pretty crazy here after you've taken out the Sylveon as well. So those are all options. The only thing that I'm concerned about is, you know, trying to get a taunt out onto the Armarouge, which is clearly going to be Trick Room. But yeah, that's about it for what I'm like super concerned about in going into this match. If he leads Indeedee Arma, then you have the Magnezone, and I would just trade out the Murkrow for something else. I think you could go into Cerulege, even though you don't have Flash Fire. It'd be fine. It's gonna be a hard expanding force, but something you could take. You have the AV. You take about 30%. So let's see what Richard locks here. Oh wait, we didn't even get to see what he picked. That's my bad. Rich versus Mitch. I want to play this in real time. I want to see how long he takes to think about locking in Pokemon. Okay, so he goes. Yeah, I was thinking about this lead at surface value too, but if he goes Indeedee high, it's not as great as you'd hope for it to be. You're kind of just stuck bitter blading and hoping for the best. UFO in the back, yeah, that makes sense. Hydra in the back, yeah, that makes sense. Hydra in the back. Hydra in the back. Give yourself the best possible matchup against this lead here, because this is the most obvious lead for this team. I think I played this guy. On Showdown. I think I beat him when I did my 6-0 run with this team. Not sure about Secret Sauce. There's some value to be had in it, but I don't know. I'm not like the biggest fan of it here. Just gonna leave this to play in real speed and check out chat. Yeah, the Armarouge is definitely a Trick Room. It has Indeedee hat on it. Armarouge is definitely a Trick Room. Yeah, he's gonna set up Trick Room. He could have led with, yeah, so this puts him in a weird position because he can't beat up. He should go for the Bitter Blade with maybe Helping Hand to try to get the Indeedee down to Sash if it's Sash, or just get a clean KO on it. He can't deny the Trick Room here, because then after that he can just go for Helping Hand Shadow Sneak. But it doesn't get any better than that for him from this situation here, if he wants to play it out like that. Also, guys, I really don't like Psychic Seed Indeedee. I think you get more value putting that seed somewhere else and giving Indeedee immediate recovery with Citrus. That's just me, though. That's just me. Yeah, it's Bitter Blade Helping Hand. No. You're not gonna KO the you shouldn't be. I don't think he's gonna KO this. You're not gonna get much value out of the mouse hold here. I would have just helping hand into the bitter blade. Yeah, we know you're gonna follow me. See? Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't realize that's what he clicked. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, let's assess this turn here. He can't stop Trick Room. 100% he can't stop Trick Room. If this other person doesn't know what he's doing, then OG over there doesn't know that this is weak armor. And since the guy doesn't know that this is weak armor, he could have one-shot this Indeedee and then helping hand Shadow sneaked. He's gonna get some decent damage on the Indeedee, but Indeedees are fairly bulky, so I don't know exactly how much value he's going to get out of this specific turn here. Got a crit. It's a fair amount of damage. Yeah, see? Needed the helping hand. 110% needed the helping hand. And now if the guy goes for expanding force, he's going to be in a really bad position. Okay, I expected the Trick Room. Mousehold is in a bad position. The best value you get out of Mousehold is going to be from, yeah, the best value he's going to get out of his Mousehold is going to be from, let me just assess my thoughts here. The best value that he's going to get out of his Mousehold here is going to be helping hand. You're not stopping the expanding force. You're going to get your friend guard. Armor Rouge is going to go first. Just Bitter Blade this thing and heal up and make the most out of that specific singular play there. Like, after that, you can save your Cerule Edge, switch into Hydreigon, and you resist whatever moves Armor Rouge goes for, except for maybe an Aura Sphere, if this guy has the Aura Sphere. Also, I'm going to pull up chat real quick, because I want to check something. So, for those of you that are here, again, thank you for being here. Do you guys feel that Armor Rouge's hidden ability should have just been Mega Blastoise's ability or Clauncher's ability, the Mega Launcher, or whatever it's called? It has all the moves for it. Really. Probably should have just been that, right? Anyway, I'll check back on chat and you guys can tell me what you think. Right. So he kind of knows. Okay, so he goes for beat up here. He's stalling out the Trick Room turns, but he's not gonna get much offensive off of this. If you're gonna go for protect at that point there. Okay. There was a second play that was really good, but he kind of screwed himself out of it. If you're gonna protect and stall out the Trick Room turns, switch. You have defensive Pokemon that are pretty good against this core. You have a Hydreigon. Or did he not bring the Hydreigon? I don't remember. Oh, that's why he can't switch, because he didn't bring the Hydreigon. This Magnezone switch is going to be fine here, though. If he brings in Magnezone and the opponent Heat Waves, he can always just pop the Terra Fire and then KO the first Mon and then go into the second one and he'll be okay. Also, the Trick Room is telling that the opponent probably didn't bring the Gyarados. Did he bring Backs out? No. That's not how you fight Trick Room at all. Okay, so he goes for the Bitter Blade here. I would have helping hand Bitter Bladed, got the free switch into Hydreigon, but he didn't bring the Hydreigon, so it's fine. UFO should have came out next though, because if this guy really did bring the Gyarados, that would have been the best situation, best case scenario. He's gonna go into Glaive Rush. You're going to take a ton from Expanding Force. I don't even think you're going to get to lock that move in, personally. It's going to hurt. Oh, okay, so we live. Armor Rouge fainted. Yeah, I think that's telling. We have a damage calculator here, so let's see something. Yeah, we all know that that's life orb trick room. Let's just go blank set. Spread expanding force did. That's strange. That one shot him. Did it crit? Doesn't look like it crit. Mouse hole feints. Goes to backs here. Yeah, if he brought those two in the back, he would have definitely forced the opponent to think about what he was doing. So he goes to a Bitter Blade. I want to see if this crit. This is not helping hand. Did he take damage before this? Wow, that's weird. Let's see if he would have survived with Friend Guard, because according to this, he should have survived. According to this spread, Cerulette should survive no problem. So I'm surprised that that KO'd. I don't get that. KO and no crit. And according to this, he shouldn't have killed him. But I don't even know what the hell just happened there. That's whack as shit. But really, he should have preserved his Friend Guard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have lived. It would have taken a lot of damage. He would have taken a lot of damage, but he would have lived if he just took that. If he just did that. He's making the Indeedee get too much value, and he doesn't have anything in the back to stop this from happening. Got a crunch here. Locks himself into this. He can still win this match. That's a bit uphill, but he can still win this match. Goes into Sylveon. This is fine. Magnezone can 1v whatever. He has to Terrastalize here though, probably. Because the opponent's going to go for Armor Cannon. And again... Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about his turns. You're not going to live that. Like, there's no way you live that. You have to Terrastalize. It's obvious that he's going to go for like Armor Cannon or Heat Wave, and additionally he's going to go for Hyper Voice. You're not getting value out of your Pokemon by playing like this. Yeah. Again, this is another match. There's no Terra. I think he's just clicking. He's just locking moves in, and that's kind of what's holding him back. He needs to play slower than this. If you're not gonna give it much thought, like, you gotta be at a point where you know what set they're running, right? To just click a move. And what's happening here is he's not certain about these matchups. He's not thinking about them as much as he should. He's not like assessing that entire situation there. He's not like looking at the field and saying, oh, this is an obvious lead, I should probably prepare for this lead here, or this is an obvious thing, I should probably prepare for that thing there. And because he's not doing that, he's not getting the full value that he should out of his team. Again, this was a pretty winnable game in my opinion. What's up, Dougie? So, the Armarouge should not have done that. Like, he got run over by Armarouge, and he had options for Armarouge, but he didn't bring anything for it. I'm gonna roll this back to team preview real quick. Let's roll this back to team preview. Right. Again, I want to see how long it took him to lock. So let's just get a count here. Because it doesn't feel like it feels like he just clicking. Like, it doesn't feel like there's much. Okay, let me consider this. Let me consider that going on here. It feels like he's kind of just clicking. I'm not seeing him switch defensively. I'm not seeing him doing anything like that. Granted, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. He could have saved, like, if you're going to protect, you could have went into UFO, and that puts pressure on the opponent to want to KO the Magnezone early instead of going to click into Expanding Force. And again, Hydreigon, look, like, I'm going to pause here. Espathra has one move that's really good, and that's Lumina Crash. Only other move that's good on it is the give me a second to think about it. Stored Power. Those are the only two moves that are good on Espathra, right? Magnezone resists that. You don't resist Dark, but you resist Steel. You have a good pivot into any Steel move pointed at any of your Pokemon, right? You could have led back Excalibur. If you really wanted to go back Excalibur, you could have led back Excalibur and just had your Magnezone in the back to pivot, or had your Cerulege in the back to pivot, right? Hydreigon. Let's talk about Hydreigon for a little bit, right? I would have led Hydreigon here. You could have, if you led Hydreigon plus Magnezone, you'd have picked up a KO or two really quickly. It would have been such a no-brainer. Look at this team. Weak to Dark. Weak to Dark. Doesn't want to take a Heat Wave. Weak to Dark. Doesn't want to take a Draco. Only one here that doesn't mind Hydreigon, and it loses to Magnezone. Let's talk about Magnezone. You're not killing me if I'm Fire. You're not killing me if I'm Steel. I have Body Press for you, so you die in one hit. You don't pressure me offensively. I kill you in one shot. I probably kill you in a shot or two. So, yeah, like, really, these two needed to be here. These two needed to show up. And honestly, I think turn 1 was really the most impactful turn, because he tried to do beat up shenanigans, and he kind of just fell right into the obvious follow me play. I think at the beginning of this, I'll check the video afterwards, I said that, you know, the follow me was pretty much the most obvious thing, because you can't beat up. But yeah, that was really what happened there. He went into this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Already locked. How long did it take him to lock things here? Sorry guys, but I need to look at this. Like, you know, this is a part of coaching. This is a part of what I want you guys to think about as well, you know? I want you guys to think about things from team preview. You can win a game before it starts if you consider the team preview. It's really easy to do sometimes too, because this team, it's obvious what it wants to do. I think personally it's very obvious what this team wants to do. You know, it wants to click shit. It wants to set up Trick Room possibly and click shit. And then it has a fast move Espathra plus these two here. These two are the fast mode. So Espathra goes and Lumia crashes whatever it can, and then it'll try to bring everything, it'll try to bring the house down with whatever other moves are there. You also got Gyarados there for Intimidate support. Probably has Dragon Dance. You know, there's a whole bunch of a nuance to consider here that you're not doing the due diligence for. Okay, so how long did that take? Okay, there was some. It feels like there was a bit of thought, and this lead was not bad. Just didn't play it well enough to get the value it really needed. Really thought about the last mon. Should have locked this one in. Best value against these two. Best value against, like, this. It steamrolls so much of this guy's team. And if this is 4 attacks, which I don't remember, I'm sorry. If he has a flash cannon for it, you pretty much destroy this guy. Like, even Murkrow plus Hydreigon would have been okay here. Because what did he bring after that? He brought Sylveon. Okay, I could have forced the Sylveon out early, and you would have to think about what you'd have to think about your life. You would. Like you're not going. I'm going to kill something at that point. There, he could have brought Dead Mouse plus Hydra. Hydration plus Dead Mouse would have been fine. Helping Hand into Dark Pulse. Something's going to get dented. There were options. You could have put Dead Mouse at the back, and like after that, whatever is supposed to come out, just switch to UFO. Bring UFO out. You could Terra whichever one you want. At that point there, and once you Terra, you kind of just get around to play whatever you want. This, like, mentally, this guy is playing so far behind Mitch. He's playing from so far behind. That's the funny part about it, you know. Like, the plays are obvious if you know the matchups, I'd argue. Yeah, I mean, fine, it has Gleam, but it's not. He'd have to Terra and then Gleam me to probably kill me. And I have Terra Fire, so like if I want to pop that early, I could just pop that early. I'm not scared of you going into Dazzling Gleam here. You need to make a really big play. See, what you're not understanding is when the opponent is behind, they have to consider everything. When I'm ahead, I'm ahead. He can't lock E-Force and that. He can lock himself into E-Force and that. I'm not scared of it. Like, that's what you need to consider. You need to really play and interact with the opponent and make them think about what the move is. Like, fine, you can do that, but now you're gonna lock yourself into E-Force? Are you sure that you're gonna KO me through Friend Guard? Are you sure that I'm not going to go ahead and just preserve myself? And turn two, he protects and Mousehold dies. That means that defensively you got no merit out of your Mousehold. That ability did not help any at all that game. There was like no value from that ability in that game. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think we found game 3. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So we have potentially Light Screen plus Parting Shot, Grimmsnarl. I'm sorry, Light Screen plus Spirit Break, or Fake Out plus Parting Shot. We got Swords Dance, Clear Amulet, Choice Band, or maybe Choice Scarf. We have a Gallade that's Focus Sash plus Trick Room. I would assume that that's a bulky Rotom. I can't see Rotom being anything else. I would just assume that that's a bulky Rotom. And you have a Dragapult here. I don't even know what Dragapult does anymore. I don't even know what it does anymore. I think people are going like Specs with Draco, Shadow Ball, so on and so forth. And Quack, I don't know what to expect from Quack, really. Quack is just kind of like starting to pick up in usage. Like, people are starting to catch on that this thing is good. But I don't know what exactly it could be. There's so many things. It could be Swords Dance, it could be Bulk Up, it could be Choice Band, it could be Choice Scarf, it could just be Life Orb with 3 attacks Protect. Quack is good. Quack is good. I don't know what to expect from the Quack. This is a good game for us to learn as a community. As far as what I would do in this situation, if it were me playing, he has bulky mode with screens. We can't stop him from going bulky mode with screens. And he has Trick Room. Proto Deadmau5 doesn't seem too bad here. It's possible that Gallade is scarfed as well, because this person doesn't really have the most, how do I say it? This person doesn't really have the slowest team in the world. So that's kind of telling. It is possible that it's Scarf plus, give me a second here to think. It is possible that this guy's team is Scarf plus like sharpness moves, so like Leaf Blade and the Razor Shell and that shit there. It's possible that that's what the Gallade is. I'm not certain personally. This is a cool. I think Protoman goes crazy here because he could just pop the Terra and then go and Terra Blast this guy after he gets the weakness policy proc. But it's up to him to get that weakness policy proc there. Unfortunately, Secret Sauce does not outspeed the Dragapult. Just not a sensible speed tier to think about. You get a lot of value out of Glaive Rush as well. Glaive Rush can hit a lot of these Pokemon. It brings Gallade down to Sash. If you set up a Tailwind, you easily knock out the Dragapult. The only thing that really doesn't mind taking a Glaive Rush here, and that's because it's immune to it, is the Grimmsnarl. And I can easily see that being a part of the lead. Well pivoted, you could play UFO in the back. UFO does alright here. It's not the greatest. There's 2 fighting types over there and a Garchomp. So there's also that to consider. Yeah, this is just a hard counter to this team. It's really hard to think of. It's really hard to like see how we'd play our way out of this one. I do think Secret Sauce provides a lot of value. I do think Deadmau5 provides a lot of value as well. I feel like Murkrow provides a decent amount of value. It's not the greatest, but it's not like dead in the water either. UFO is always a great answer to Rotom Farms as well. He has Disquake. I can see this guy playing Discharge, plus Earthquake. And it's like a bulky variant with Protect, so you could probably get Will-O-Wisps off into other things if it's necessary. So those are options. Those are all options. Man, I really don't know what that Gallade wants to do. This team is just too fast for me to say, oh well, he wants to do that. To do like Trick Room shenanigans. The only reason he'd have Trick Room over here is to like, start some shit. I could see Quack being bulk up as well. Because I think Quack with like a Light Screen or a Reflect is really good with Grimmsnarl. Yeah, this is tough. This is a bit of a toughie. I think a Helping Hand Glaive Rush is free here though. If he puts the Grimmsnarl out immediately, Helping Hand Glaive Rush, you better have the Sash on whatever I'm trying to Glaive Rush. And I drop my Ice type immediately. And I think he'd be in a pretty good position after that. That's definitely the play. That would definitely be the play. I'd put UFO in the back. I need UFO for Grimmsnarl. I need UFO for Rotom. UFO beats both of those. UFO is also good for Rotom. If you Terra the Hydra, then Hydra is pretty good into the Dragapult. It's alright into Quack. It's good into Garchomp depending on the Terra type on the Garchomp, and even then it's not that bad. And yeah, I think I mentioned the Rotom before. Proto does alright here as well. Proto doesn't like Quaquaval, but you have your Terra Blast just in case. This is tough. I don't know what I'd lead here. I don't have the damage calcs for this, so I can't really tell you what I'd lead here. But I'm feeling Secret Sauce plus Deadmau5. Give your Baxcalibur as much defensive investment as possible, and just let it nuke things. As long as you see the Grimmsnarl on the front, the move is free. And if you don't see it in the front, then you just have to play around it a little bit. I think Proto in the back could be value as well. Proto in the back means that you can take whatever close combats or drain punches or whatever moves the Gallade and the Quaquaval want to go for. And UFO has a lot of value against this team here. UFO in the right position can beat Quack. UFO, if that Specs, can also do well against the... What's your name again, fellow? Yeah, UFO can also do good against the Dragapult. Given the right position. UFO is really good into Rotom. Pretty much 2 shots it most of the time. 3 shots after Light Screen. You just don't like the Garchomp. So UFO and backs go crazy here. There's a lot of value in that. I go, yeah, I think that's the 4 that I would lock. Definitely Secret Sauce, definitely Proto, definitely Dead Mouse, and definitely UFO. So Dead Mouse and Secret Sauce at the front. Pay attention to his lead, and then I'll switch to Proto if necessary. And yeah, UFO is always good in the back there just to mess around with this guy and you know, try to get a leg up on whatever he's doing. I also think that Murkrow can provide some value here because Murkrow could get us some early KOs. I don't see any Tailwind on this guy's team. Unless something over here learns Tailwind that I'm not thinking about. I think we could get away with like a cheeky Tailwind into something. But really, Secret Sauce has a Scarf. Secret Scarf has a gun. And Secret Scarf has a Dragon Terra type. So he could definitely blow something way up by locking into that move there. We'll see what he leads. Again, I don't know this matchup, so I could be completely wrong. We're all learning something here. Okay, I didn't see what he locked. Sorry, I didn't see what he locked. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, Grimmsnark Gallade here. I think this guy is going to try to set up a Reflect and try to Trick Room, expecting the Murkrow lead. Yeah, so Rich is in a weird position here. He can't really click. Yeah, Terrifier is fine. Go for the Flash Cannon. I don't think that there's much value in... I wouldn't set up the Tailwind. Gallade's known for having Trick Room. I think you should have doubled into the other slot there. But we'll see. Maybe he gets value out of this play. He knows what he's doing. This is the game that he decides to Terra. So we're what, like... Yeah, this is our 3rd game. This is the first Terrasilize that we're seeing. Because he's scared of the close combat. This could be Trick Room though. This could be Focus Sash Trick Room. Goes for the light screen. Makes sense. Goes for the Flash Cannon. Okay, so it's a 2-shot in the Grimmsnarl. He takes that out and he stalls out the I don't know how much damage that did because his thing is in the way, but that's fine. Okay, so he took half. That's a 2-shot. He has to switch. He has to switch to Proto if he brought Proto. Oh, but he outspeeds now. The Grimmsnarl is useless. So, really, the option here is double into the Gallade slot. Whatever your strongest move is, I'd lock that into the Gallade slot and see if it KOs. Doubling up into Gallade, please. Thing is, the Grimmsnarl could T-Wave. The Grimmsnarl can very much T-Wave. Why? Hello? Yeah, Grimmsnarl can T-Wave. Now you don't outspeed anymore, and you're going to get hit by Sacred Sword. Switch. Oh, good play. This guy's good. He went for Night Slash to cover into the switch. It's a good play. Good double. I don't know about this switch, man. You're gonna get T-Waved. Gonna get T-Waved. You're 100% gonna get T-Waved in one shot. So Friendo over here is going to Terrasilize. What's he Terrasilizing? Oh, that's huge. That's huge. No Glaive Rush for you, my friend. Okay, so we wouldn't have gotten away with the Glaive Rush. This guy thought out his team. Yeah, T-Wave is pretty obvious. Sacred Sword. Well played, resisted. That's a lot still, though. Into the Sacred Sword. No damage. No bueno. Wow, still outspeed. That's interesting. Is that common? Let's see something here. Is that a common type? What are we looking for? No. Not a very common type. I respect it. I don't understand it, but I respect it. Yeah, I don't get why he went fairy. I would not have expected that. I didn't expect that. But I mean, this guy is actually pretty good, so there's clear thought process behind that. I do think he should have doubled into the yeah, I do think that he should have taken the element of surprise and doubled into the Gallade. So again, this is a mistake that Richard makes a lot, and I want to point this out to everyone here. Right? Let's look at this board. Right? Let's not worry about our side of the board for a second here. Let's think about the opponent's side of the board. When I look at this board, there's only one thing on this team that I know does damage. Only one thing on this team that I know does damage. And I'm sure you guys know which team member it is that I think does damage. I'm pretty sure you guys know which one it is. There's no reason to go after a Grimmsnarl early. The Grimmsnarl only has Spirit Break, so he could have easily, like, yes, fine, bro did like go for the MLG play, and switched to like something that, like, if he had the Ceruledge in the back, I you know, me and Buddy were ready for the Ceruledge. I would have got. I think it would have came in for free on me. I wouldn't have gotten any value out of that. But like, thing is, he could have doubled into the Gallade, and I think we would have been square. We would have 100% been square. Really, that's honestly like first mistake that he made. I can't fault him for, like, you know, the Fairy Terra. Like, that's just weird. Like, who plays Fairy Terra on Gallade? That's, okay, I wouldn't have expected that. But yeah, if he at least doubled into that slot there, or at least did the T-Bolt into that slot just to get the damage off, you know, you would have gotten so much more value out of this. So much more value out of this turn here. And that's pretty much why that guy probably locked in these moves that he expected. You know? He needed, like, I think at that point Rich needed a switch. The Grimmsnarl is going to be, like, the Grimmsnarl is pretty annoying, but at the end of the day, it would have been the end of the world. Now Rich is playing from behind. Oh, Hydreigon. So, yeah, this is kind of rough. There's a light screen up. And he forfeits. He's getting tilted, so he's not thinking about his plays. Yeah, you can see him, you know, he's doing something else there. He's not thinking about it. He should have played that out, though. He should have played that out. There's no reason to have quit there. Really, there was no reason to have quit there. I would have played that out personally. So you quit playing for a little bit. Took a break. Yeah, sandwich, roll around. Took a break. Yeah, this was a good call to take a break. When you're down 3, I think that it was a good call to, like, take a break here. Get a breather, grab some water. Reassess the situation, think about what you want to do. But yeah, Buddy didn't have any redirects. but it didn't have any redirects, so I think that if we did our beat up, our cute little beat up strategy, that Gallade would have been dead. Unless it was Sash, in which case, well, fuck us, of course. But I mean, you get so much value out of that then, because the Gallade is pretty much down to 1 HP, and from there he didn't really have much things that would have opened up our Magnezone like for free after a Tailwind. So like, yeah, in hindsight, these two were the play. It's just really hard to see that at the time. Danny Boos. Okay. For Farigiraf. This is Trick Room. This is hard Trick Room with a Dragapult. We have answers for Trick Room. Answers for Trick Room never changes. It's always gonna be UFO plus something. There's a ton of Trick Room setters over there though. That's the crazy part. Protoman can come in the back. It's fine wherever it decides to show up. Hariyama is going to hit you really hard, but I think that's okay. Obviously, the Meow is probably the one that's holding the Sash, or it's either that, or it's gonna be Banded, maybe Scarf. Scarf's not common though. So I could see Secret Sauce doing fairly well here if piloted correctly. Again, UFO. I think UFO in the back is the safest play, because I can see Hariyama plus something, you know, showing up early to try to set up Trick Room or stop him from getting any value out of things. Proto early is also pretty nice, because he can beat up and then clap the Hariyama's cheeks, and then Shadow Claw. I'm sorry. Yeah. Shadow Sneak into whatever else decides to show up. Farigiraf's just really bulky though. Like, Farigiraf is stupid bulky, and that's kind of the problem. Skeletor just there unaware for any Dondozo teams. This is a well-constructed team, personally, in my opinion. There's two answers for Skeletor here. One more starter, and he would have had, like, you know, really nice team, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, can't go for Tailwind. Murkrow's pretty much dead here, so Deadmau5 is the play. I would want to maximize the bulk. And I think UFO, as soon as UFO drops its type, I think UFO becomes pretty value. You're gonna get knocked off. It's a thing though. You're gonna get knocked off. You can't stop that from happening. Like, there's no way for you to stop that from happening. I don't see a clear lead here for Farigiraf plus Meowscarada. Meowscarada is usually the lead. But I can see Hariyama plus Farigiraf. So it's really up to him to decide how he plays this one out. He could foul play like he could double up with a foul play into something else. Because if he brings Secret Sauce, he just needs to double into whatever the Trick Room setter is, as long as Hariyama doesn't show up and he goes down. Yeah, late Trick Room has value here as long as he can get it set up. But I do see the Hariyama coming. There's no reason for it to not show up. There's nothing on his team that is okay with, like, not getting faked out, that doesn't have an answer outside of this general core here. Because, like, Proto's in a weird position. This has Sucker Punch. That has Sucker Punch. So, like, it's really weird to play Proto into this team here. If you have the speed control though, High Daijin goes pretty crazy. This Skeletor is probably Terra Fairy, so, and might have the Terra Blast Fairy, but I mean, you could always go Terra Fire. So I think this is our best bet if we play the match safely. This is also a solid bet if we play the match safely, because we have the body press. We take whatever this does. We have body press, T-Bolt. I don't know, we have options for this as well. Yeah, this is just weird. Like, Trick Room with this team is just kind of hard to beat, because this is your one taunt thing, and you know you don't really want to taunt that. Again, if Murkrow's dead, then we probably just lead Mosshold plus something, and we try our best to like KO something as early as possible, and deny the Trick Room if applicable. If we can't deny the Trick Room, then well, pretty much what we do is we trade out the Trick Room setter. If it's threatening, if it's threatening, we trade out the Trick Room setter. If it's not the most threatening thing on the board, then we double into the Hariyama slot or whatever decides to come up. But I do see Hariyama coming first here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong though. That is the most optimal play. Hariyama plus this or Hariyama plus this is the most optimal situation for this opponent. Gonna need Dead Mouse here though. Pretty sure of that. Do not click Murkrow. Don't like Murkrow here. Don't like lead Murkrow here. Don't like the lead Murkrow here. I think that there is some thought going into the process here. So this is bad. Don't like this. I personally do not like this. This has Gleam. This has Terra Blast. You probably run this over. This has U-turn potentially. It's like already pretty rough because you're not. This is the lead. You're not stopping the Trick Room. This is the lead. Questionable if you stop the Trick Room. If this shows up, then you're not going to stop the Trick Room. I don't know about backs here. And he leaves UFO out. UFO is like, this is clearly a Trick Room matchup. There's no reason to leave UFO out. It should always be in when you're fighting Trick Room. Also, guys, if you're available, go ahead and use Rich's HelloFresh code. Okay, so let's see what the opponent brings. I can see like Farigiraf plus Hariyama coming out here. Farigiraf, Skeledirge. Yeah, not the end of the world. You got a Terra early though, just to cover. No, do not trick me. Trick Room's not free here. You need to double into something. You have an opportunity to stop his Trick Room right now. No. Skeledirge is probably gonna protect. It's either that or it's gonna go Terra Fairy and Terra Blast. The Farigiraf is either gonna switch or he's going to just say fuck it and go for the Trick Room. Looks like Rich is gonna get value out of this turn though. Hariyama comes in. Bro goes Fairy. And then he's going to Trick Room. Yeah, this Tailwind, this is going to be the death of him. Modest damage. I do like Fairy on Farigiraf, just saying. It makes sense. It's not common, but it makes sense. Needs to switch. Bad position here. Farigiraf gets a free Dazzling Gleam. What I can see happening is... This is strange. I think that it's weird for Hariyama here. I do think Cerulege needs to come in. But it's really weird for Hariyama here. Because you want to clap that Eviolite off. But even though you want to clap that Eviolite off, you pretty much one-shot the Hydreigon. But the Hydreigon can protect. You know Murkrow doesn't normally run protect. So I think switch to to switch to Fairy Resist is probably best play in Hydreigon slot. He could also go Fire, but I don't think he gets much value out of that. All depends. You're gonna have to do that. You could drop a Draco in the Hariyama slot if he wants. He might live. I don't know. It's weird because Farigiraf, we don't have enough data on Farigiraf yet to really call what's going to happen there. Imagine having HelloFresh and release, right? Be so nice. Haze. Was there value in that Haze? Okay, so we're not gonna take much from that, but there is gonna be a close combat, maybe. Drain Punch. Ooh. Meaty little Drain Punch. Yeah. So those were options. Those were really the options. This is still gonna hurt. Yeah, Murkrow's not doing anything. And the guy understands that the Murkrow's not doing anything, so he's just targeting that slot. He could have saved his Terra if he has Cerulege in the back. He's already in a bad position. He could save Hydreigon here. Okay, burns a turn of he's burning a turn of Trick Room. That's fine. You know, so I'm just gonna say it. I forgot this thing has Protect. You could have just scouted the move. You could have just slowed the pace of the game down. Protect. Oh, he wanted the Drain Punch here. Cool. I think I'm gonna switch. You know, you could have checked that. You have Protect. Protect also does that. Protect's not just I want to survive a little bit longer. Protect's I want to see what you're doing. You know. Could have gotten a lot of value of dropping a Draco on that thing's head though. Probably gonna lose Murkrow here. Knowing Murkrow takes two of those. Okay, so let's see how long it takes. What he locks in. Bax is not a good choice right now. Yeah, he had the see, he had Cerulege in the back. Protect. Oh, now I get a free Drain Punch. No, you don't. Could have dropped the Draco and then you could have dropped the Draco and then switched. You know, put the Hydreigon in the back. It's still fast. You're not gonna get any value out of the Murkrow. That's fine. You could have brought it out later and then protected. Given the guy the choice. Like, you know, like I'm not sure how much it's probably a standard Flame Orb Hariyama. So let's see something here. Yeah, let's just assume this is standard Flame Orb. Let's just assume that this is what this guy did. Right? And Hydreigon. Let's just assume that this is what we're playing here. And if we drop... Look at this, see? Look at this. Look at this Draco... Look at this Draco Meteor damage. That's... Even if he invested here... It's pretty much a two-shot. Yeah, Draco... Like, the worst situation is that he didn't get value because the Draco missed. But yeah, I would have Draco'd that slot. 100%. Just Draco'd right here. Boom. I would have lived whatever you were doing. You lived that Drain Punch there. If you Terra Fire, see something here. Yeah, Terra Fire, you're not KOing me with this. At maximum roll, you're gonna get that. I know that I got negligible damage out of your Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, just drop the Draco there. Like, literally, that was the play. Just, boom, here's a Draco Meteor. And then switches to Roulette. Now Hariyama's pinned, and the Farigiraf's not really doing anything, per se. But UFO's not here either, so that also makes it a little bit rough for him. Yeah, he's not sure what to do here. He's already in a bad position. And so here's what's going to happen. He's going to get knocked off. Kiss your sash. I break your sash. Dead. Yeah, you see? The right play was to drop the Draco into this slot after terrestrializing. And then you switch. Don't believe me? Just go to Roulette here. This is the max. Always KOs. Pretty much always KOs. You just need this amount here. So let's see here. So 25 to 30%. And Hydreigon, there's a slight chance that it lives. But for the most part, you are getting that KO. There's a minor chance that it lives. Like, you're always getting that KO, in my opinion. You had turns to stall because, like, we're not even thinking about the Flame Orb. Yeah, you always KO because he's gonna take Flame Orb damage. He's gonna take Flame Orb damage. Fine, he goes up to full. I drop a Draco here. I switch. Boom, dead. Move on. Farigiraf's not important. Well, like, it is, but not really. You had like, these two could have staved off the Farigiraf. I mean, he's not stalling out the Trick Room turns either. You're gonna get CC'd or Drain Punched and die. Dies. Yeah. So, what's happening here is Rich is not considering the defensive value of his team and teammates. And because he's not considering the defensive value of his team and teammates, he is losing to people he probably shouldn't be losing to. Because there's some clear switches that he could make. There's some clear choices that, like, there's some clear chances that he can scout. You know, like, he could look around and see what movies the person is going for or anything like that. Like, this Farigiraf is just here, gleam, 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 and he went for a Tailwind. There was no reason to Tailwind there. There's absolutely no reason to Tailwind there. Farigiraf was the target there. The Hariyama was in the back. That was your one chance to try to whack this Farigiraf. That was your one chance to try to whack the Farigiraf, honestly. And honestly, that chip would have been fine. Hariyama comes out afterwards. Bro would have been in an okay position, I guess. I don't even remember what was in that front slot. Staring at Hariyama and the other thing for so long that I forgot. Skeledirge. Yeah, Skeledirge. This was a free Draco. This was a free Draco. I don't even know if he dropped it on the thing's head. Did he drop a Draco here? No, he Dark Pulse, didn't he? Draws Skeledirge. Hariyama comes out. Yeah, Rich screwed Rich this game. Definitely. Rich screwed Rich this game. So a Draco there would have been fine. I wouldn't have worried about the that damage there. Skeletor had to go, like, really the best it could have done was gone Terra Fairy. And even if you wanted damage, you could have just went Heat Wave. You're threatening the Skeletor, and it's not going to stay here expecting a Heat Wave. So what do we get from the Heat Wave? 30%. You would have at least gotten some more damage on the Hariyama there. And at 30%, boom, like you pretty much almost, or yeah, you basically guaranteed the KO, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna go to 70. If you get the minimum roll from that thing there, I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's just never lucky. And still, you would have had the Murkrow there, so you could have gotten the foul play. Like you would have stuck around. You would have survived things, and you could have gotten the foul play into the other slot. There were clear points where you would have been better off if you didn't do certain things. Backs, there was value in backs, but I don't think the value in backs caliber is as high as if you had something else available to yourself. I do think UFO in the back would have been a better choice. Like a way, like infinitely better. Especially now that we know that the Frigoraph was this. You wall Frigoraph. You're always like Hyper Voice Dazzling Gleam on Frigoraph. Tailwind play was bad. You just sealed your own deal there. Okay, there's a mouse hold. Oh, this is that team. I don't even like this. Okay. Wasn't this team on Cybertron's channel? I think it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was. Let's see here. How do we win? Yeah, bro does not appreciate Cerulege. Not in the slightest. Mans does not like Cerulege. Mans would have a hard time with Cerulege. Late Cerulege could do some stuff here. I don't think Mans really likes Mans doesn't really like Bax Caliber either. Only option for that's the Goldengo. You pretty much can wreck shop as early as you want. And if he does try to go for a thing, you could always just swap over to your UFO. UFO goes crazy here as well, depending on what set that this Annihilate is. But you have options. You have options. You could bring Cerulege in the back, and if you think there's any value in a switch, you could always take that. You could trade Tailwinds with this guy, because you should theoretically just beat his ass. Hydreigon's pretty good here as well. Yeah, that's one of those bulky Garchomps you pretty much win for free. If not, and you're scared of it, you could always just Terra, drop a Draco, and then, you know, do Murkrow things. So yeah, there's like options here. We have clear-cut like routes to win this match here, in my opinion. Oh, he already locked. The opponent's like thinking about it. See, like these early locks are bad. Like don't do that. Like don't lock early. Like slow the pace of the game down and think about what you're doing before you lock. Even if you're not sure what the opponent's doing, you can still piece things together just off the type matchups alone. And what you have, what moves you have, and start thinking about, oh, I can hit this for super effective. I can hit that for super effective. I lead this. I put this person in that in a bad position by doing this or that. You know, like Murkrow. What are you gonna do in Murkrow? That's probably gonna Tailwind. Maybe it foul plays turn 1. You can probably pop something with a Bitter Blade and be in a pretty solid position pretty early. Only thing that you don't wanna see then is like Garchomp, and even then you have like options to switch if that guy decides, oh, I'm gonna go Earthquake here. Scariest situation is the man actually declaws in that slot there, which again I can see that being a thing. But yeah, like there are ways to play around this. Let's see how long it takes him to lock things. So he goes Murkrow. Hydreigon's alright here. Hydreigon can do an alright job here. If he Terras early, he could beat pretty much the entire team with this lead here. Scariest situation is that's a Final Gambit Annihilate, in which case I'd bring Proto Man in the back. So no Proto Man. What this means is that if that's Final Gambit Annihilate, you're going to lose something. Whenever you see Primeape, guys, if you have a Ghost type, bring the Ghost type. Keep it in the back. Even if it sets you behind, you're not enabling the opponent to just Final Gambit into you for free and do stuff. Like, the mouse hold is, I don't know, like, it could be Friend Guard. I don't think that it's Friend Guard, though. This is probably Technician. So that's probably Final Gambit Annihilate. I don't know what it's there for. It's just cheese on this team. But, yeah. Oh, I'm a little tired. Okay, so let's see what he does here. His lead isn't terrible. Mousehold Murkrow. Alright. So... this is strange. And again, he doesn't have a switch in for Mousehold. He didn't bring the switch in for Mousehold. So he just has to take the Pop Bomb. We're gonna trade Tailwinds. He's gonna drop a Draco on the Mousehold, which is not gonna matter. We're gonna trade Tailwinds here, and Pop Bomb is gonna kill you. That's how this turn works. You're dead. 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 Yeah, see? That's why you bring Proto in the back. Because you can set up Tailwind and switch. Didn't even need the full 10. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world. We lock Liave Rush here, I guess. Double. Did he Terra? Did he Terra? Why are you taunting a Mousehold that clearly wants to Pop Bomb you? It wants to Pop Bomb you. You know, I don't think he outspeeds you either way. He's gonna get Pop Bombed. He's gonna Pop Bomb again though. There was no value in that taunt. There was zero value in that taunt. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier about losing from team preview. Bro kind of just looked at the team and said you only got one ghost type. You either bring it or you don't. What's for the foul play? Now we resist it. I mean, he should have brought this in earlier. Like, this is what resist population bomb. Why did you bring back Excalibur in? You could have forced something out there. And you have body press on this. We get to find out how much that... And then he quits. See, like... Don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Play it out. You're gonna lose. Play for information. Body press. See if your body press would have KO'd this Mousehold. You know? For future reference. Get the info. Don't worry about, like, the win. It's not important. It's not a tournament. There's no money on the line. You didn't sign up for anything here. You paid $60 for a game that you're enjoying casually. But he's already upset. Again, should have brought the Cerulege in the back. Should have given himself some assurance versus give me a second here to think. He should have provided himself some assurance versus an Annihilate, and provided himself some assurance versus Mr. Bitterblade, Mr. Population Bomb over there. He could like, let's look at this team one more time. Let's look at this team one more time. Right? Oh, I went too far back. This is the redirect, right? If we went with this lead and he went with his lead, we double into this. We just pop bomb and Bitterblade into this, and it's basically free. It's basically free. You have to protect. You have to protect. Fine, I'll be playing from behind because of your Tailwind, but I have options in the back for whatever you do. I have options in the back for whatever you do. I have Friend Guard. I can protect with Dead Mouse, I think. I'd protect with Dead Mouse. It stays on the board. I have Friend Guard. You can't go Dengo me like as freely as you want. I might live the hit. You know, there's stuff here. There's like literal stuff here. And even so, like if that's the case, we have Hydra in the back. We have this. This doesn't mind taking the Shadow Ball. It kind of hurts, but it's not as bad as you'd think. But yeah, that's pretty much how the cookie crumbled. Like, not bringing Proto, having Hydra in the front. You know, there's no defensive value there. There's a whole 400 base power move here that you need to be able to not take any damage if possible from. An entire 400 base power move that should scare the shit out of you, and you don't bring Proto. You have this with Final Gambit. No Proto. No bueno. No Proto. No so yeah, no Proto. No Proto versus these two. No bueno. Bring it. Put it in the back. Leave it somewhere, you know. At least do yourself that favor, because if you have this in the front, and you Terra Fire, Garchomp you're forcing Garchomp to Terra early, and you're locking it into a type that it probably doesn't want to be. Fine, they Tailwind up. You have enough defensive value to have beaten this team. Oh, this is, what the hell? Chilly Reception, cool. This team should not be this high on the ladder. This is probably AV. Intimidate with Dragon Dance probably. Ice Cube with Ice Body. Probably gonna be Belly Drum with Citrus Berry. This is a really good pick going into the meta. I don't know what this is for though. I don't know what the Altaria is for. The Altaria is weird. The Altaria is the real screwball here. But this is definitely Chilly Reception or Trick Room. Could be both. I don't know what he locked. I didn't see what he locked. He locks Murkrow. Yeah, Murkrow's fine. Guy doesn't have anything really to hit Murkrow with. He doesn't really have a tailwind option either. UFO probably goes to the front. Hydreigon's alright. Hydreigon beats this. Hydreigon has a move for this. Hydreigon has a move for this. Hydreigon drops a Draco on this. Murkrow hazes, drops another Draco here. You don't like Draco. Even when you go normal, you don't like Draco. So there's that. This is the only thing that doesn't care. So, you know, things to consider. Put this in the back. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. I would have led UFO personally. But it's not the end of the world. He should have it in the back, I think. Yeah, it works. Secret Sauce last. Secret Sauce beats this. Glaive Rush doesn't want to take Glaive Rush. Doesn't want to take it. you don't care about it. It's weird. This is weird. It's a weird situation. I kind of feel like Proto has more value than that, but I understand because Slowbro you don't want to deal with Slowbro and you don't want to deal with Gyarados. And then these resist Bitter Blade, so it's not great value, but it is a decent matchup going into Sylveon. We'll see what it does. I don't think ICU has anything super scary like Slush Rush or anything like that. It does want to activate the Ice Face. I can see that being Chilly Reception with maybe like Bulldoze or something cute like that. Could be Sashed Ice Q as well. Altaria Ice Cube. What do you do with these two, man? Alright. Buddy's in a weird position. He could set up a Belly Drum here. No. If we get like Heat Wave's kind of free. It brings Ice Cube down to Sash for sure. Tailwinds. No. That Ice Cube is probably gonna Belly Drum. If it doesn't Belly Drum, that's on me. I think it's gonna Belly Drum though. I don't know what the Altaria is supposed to do. Okay, free Draco Meteor. Gets the KO. It's still not terrible positioning because he gets Belly Drum. And after he gets the Belly Drum, then what? Yeah, he's gonna Belly Drum up here. Okay, but now that he's at half, it's not like we just Heat Wave. Cause you're not gonna block a special move. I think this is the match he wins. Cause it's like clear, like the play line is so clear here. You can leave Murkrow in. I don't know. Yeah. Reset Terra and then Heat Wave. The playline is pretty clear here. Ice Cube has to go Terra Water if it wants to like live to see another day. So I guess really most optimal play here would have been to Draco into the Ice Cube slot, but we'll see what Buddy does. Does he Terra? No. Oh, and the Ice Cube loses the stats as well. So yeah, this is definitely the game he wins. Unfort. This is a sweep. Wow, Sylveon with the bulk. Are you gonna hyper voice me, good sir? You're gonna hyper voice my friend. Yep. Does Murkrow live? Sends out D-Knight. D-Knight's weird. D-Knight could go normal here. Foul plays. He's gonna double up into the D-Knight slot. I respect it. Normale. It's always normal. You guys are so predictable. Extreme Speed. Does that kill? Wow, that's a buff ass Extreme Speed. But you should still get your foul play off, and that should do a solid amount, I would argue. Solid amount. Murkrow goes down here. Great position for these guys. As long as Magnezone doesn't die to anything random, which it shouldn't, I think you just Glaive Rush into the Dragonite and then you Ice, like you just Flash Cannon into Sylveon and it should be fine. I mean, he is running Earthquake, so he could Protect plus Earthquake. Yacht speed. Yeah. Yeah. Play line was clear. Play line was clear. You die. Boom. Oh, Jesus Christ. How are you alive? Hyper voice. Cancel the battle. I don't think Bax dies from that. Bax should take one. Died. It's fine. Unless you already tired. Unless you're running like Mystic Fire, and I don't think I don't think you get that anymore. So this is the one that he won. It's pretty clear. Boom, bonk, bye. No, this guy, he just rather unfortunate for him anyway. Good for Rich. That was the win. That was the moral victory. He needed that win, I think. And on that note, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to get some water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to answer whatever's in chat. Good, Grim Smith. How you doing? Also, Steve, hold that thought. After I'm done here, I got some stuff for you. I got some secret sauce, no pun intended, for you. Alright, let's hop into this. We got 2 more games to get through here. Okay, I'm gonna play against Tom. Oh, Tom is playing that team. We already fought this team here, I think. Nothing changes per se. Same notes as previous. Only thing is that Proto loses to Proto, since he took close combat off, Proto loses to Hydreigon, so he has to rely on other Pokemon for that. It still should come in the back, and he should have an answer for other things in the back as well. Or you could just put it at the front. Really, you could put it at the front or the back. It's pretty much whatever. You could trade Tailwinds if you want to trade Tailwinds. You have options here. You could also go Ghost on Murkrow and give yourself more value, since the Annihilate's gonna sit in there, and also you get more value off of that as well, because the Mousehold has to take your give me a second here. The Mousehold is gonna have to take whatever you decide to do. It can't pop bomb. Let's just get into it. See what he locks. So he can go Murkrow. Yeah, he learned from the last time. He got blown up by the population bomb, so he's ringing those there. We can trade Tailwinds, and you know, this is pretty solid lead. The only thing is that you don't have a good switch in for Earthquake. That's probably like the scariest situation right now. We don't have a switch in for Earthquake as it stands. Just got the roaring moon in the background. These guys are taking like good selfies, I swear. A Murkrow Hydreigon. Yeah, he's gonna have to switch early. Don't know what he's gonna switch to though. Yeah, you don't have. See, yet again, this is another weird thing. Rich doesn't switch. Rich doesn't switch. You know, like he just leaves himself out there, and because he's not considering the defensive value of a switch, he's losing Pokemon that he should not be. Like, you have your Hydreigon there. You can switch your Hydreigon in. You have Baxcalibur there. Bax wouldn't mind taking that hit. It'll hurt a little bit, but Bax wouldn't mind taking that hit. And they don't know that you have your Scarf, so you could always just Glaive Rush there. Would have been pretty free. Now you have the Glaive Rush. Probably going to protect here on the Hydreigon that scouted. Or switch. Could be a switch to Goldengo. Switch to Goldengo is pretty free. No. Goldengo comes in safely. You're going to take Foul Play damage on the Hydreigon here. Optimal situation anyways. Or the guy could just be stupid. Never mind. Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect. Yeah, you should have switched that in. It's not out of reach though. Depending on what the guy has in the back, he can still win this game here with these two here. Yep. Yeah, buddy, you better be Terra Water. You better be Terra Water. No, double into the Goldengo. He did something to Murkrow. I don't know what he did to Murkrow, but he should have doubled into Goldengo. Like, Goldengo's a threat here. Should have doubled into Goldengo. Because Goldengo, if worst case scenario, Goldengo lives. He missed the Goldengo. That's unfortunate. See, that's why you double in. You would have gotten some damage. There'd have been some value there. Gets a burn on the Murkrow. That's interesting. Gonna make it rain. This isn't terrible. Is it Life Orb? No. Yeah. And then you foul played the Murkrow, which made no sense. You should have foul played the Goldengo. There was no reason not to foul play the Goldengo. I don't. Again, Rich does this thing where he's not really assessing the board or thinking about what does damage to who. And even if you're thinking about this from an offensive perspective, you just, he's thinking, okay, well, I'll just get the KO on the Goldengo. Fine. You know how this game works. If that Goldengo died, you'll get the attack on the Murkrow anyway. So just lock in on that slot so you could have gotten some value out of it. Like, Murkrow's not doing anything. And he goes for the foul play into that slot again. Oh, okay, there we go. I can see Goldengo switching out. I 100% can see Goldengo switching out here. I can see the Goldengo saying I want to be gone. He already fired off one Make It Rain. He's probably going to switch or haze. Okay, so we connect. See? This is why I locked in and hit that doubled into the Goldengo. You could have denied buddies so much damage. Best you can do now is hope that you hit first. See, you don't hit first. That was not the play. The Murkrow's not doing anything to anyone. The Murkrow does not bother anyone. You always locked in on that slot there. Because then you would have picked up the KO on the Goldengo into the next turn, and we would have gotten into the final turn there. I think Tailwind would have probably petered out, and if this guy was playing with Garchomp at the back, you still win. Yeah, so even if he didn't miss... So what we learned here is that even if he didn't miss the first Heat Wave, it's still crucial. But he would have ensured himself the damage necessary to have killed the Goldengo the turn where he's quote-unquote guaranteed to hit the Heat Wave. That's basically the moral of the story here. Now you took like... You took both hits from the thing when you didn't really have to. I feel like he's just playing too fast. And I told him, like, I told Rich the last time, you know, play a bit slower. There's nothing wrong with just sitting there and letting the timer run out and thinking about the maximum value you get out of the turn. Think about, like, every time you're about to click what you're going to click in, think about the value you get out of it. Think about how good this is if this stays here or that stays there, or if I do this or if I do that. You know, I've switched a 1 HP Weavile out just to have a fake up for another turn. You know, like, there's value in so many Pokemon regardless of what the HP stat is at, and sometimes you just have to be able to switch things out and pay attention to the board enough to know, okay, I can outpace you by doing this, I can outpace you by doing that. If I switch my Murkrow out here and I T-bolt your Murkrow and I stall the game out, I can win with my Tailwind presence. I have options here. You know, there's things you gotta think about with that perspective that I don't feel Rich is really considering. Oh no, it's Revival Blessing. No, that's not Revival Blessing. It's probably just Fake Out support. Could be Trick Room. Doubt it though. It's just screens plus good shit and potentially a Revival Blessing guy. Let's check chat real quick here. I will check my phone, don't worry. Okay, I'll answer that in a little bit, Shadow. Okay, so this is our last match of the night. He did go 1-7. He said he didn't play anymore after that. So it looks like a fairly quick clock here. Goes Murkrow plus Proto with Hydreigon in the back and Secret Sauce after that. I'm not entirely feeling that lead. I'm not entirely feeling him going that way because that Palmot's probably like Double Shock, and Double Shock usually shits on Murkrow. He also doesn't like he's fine against like Meowscarada. He has pretty good a solid matchup against Murkrow. It's I don't know how he throws this unless that Gyarados is like Dragon Dance or something like that. I don't know how he throws this. I think he could have gotten a bit more value out of leading Hydreigon, because Hydreigon hits everything that's not Grimmsnarl. It hits everything that's not Grimmsnarl. He could have just brought Proto in the back, and in case like there was some funky shit going on where you think you're gonna get Spirit Broke, and even then he could have just Terra'd and he'd be fine. Yeah, because like the Draco's pretty much free versus his team on anything that's not Grimmsnarl. And Proto not being here is gonna make the Grimmsnarl matchup a bit of a pain, but I think he can kind of power past that matchup. So we'll see. Okay, yeah, he locked in and the opponent's thinking about what he wants to do. Guy's looking at the team. He's like, this is a weird team. There's Magnezone over there. I don't know what the hell this is. Probably thinking that's like bulk up Ceruledge. Okay, we'll see where this goes. Okay. There are 2 fake out users here. I think there's a free double shock to be had. So he sets up Tailwind. One of those is not going to happen. Could be Trick on Grimmsnarl as well. It's a strange situation to be in. Okay, we're gonna see the early Terra on Palmont. He's probably gonna spam double shock, isn't he? Yep, Mans is trying to spam that double shock. I think it's okay. I want to look at something here. Did that guy have a redirect? Did this man have a redirect? Did he have a redirect? No, he could have beaten up his he could have just did beat up shenanigans and he'd have been fine. Like, he literally could have just beat up, and like, this was a free beat up game, I would argue. Only thing that you're scared of is Gyarados, and even at that point you could just switch out to something that can take like a waterfall or any other move that Gyarados wants to throw out. And you could probably just, yeah, if you have secrets, I'm sorry, you have Secret Sauce in the back, you just Glaive Rush it twice and it dies. Let's go back forward. It's gonna double shock right into the Murkrow slot here. We're gonna get our Tailwind up. After that Grimmsnarl, we're probably a Reflect. So now we Bitter Blade. Oh, he Brick Breaks. Dead Murkrow. No, dead Ceruledge. I don't know if that Brick Break was value. Yeah, you're gonna get Spirit Break. You're going to get Spirit Breaked. Not a bad turn. Not a bad turn. Thought the Murkrow was gonna die there, but I forgot how strong Double Shock is. I think he could have switched. He definitely could have switched and took the first Double Shock, or protected to see what bro was doing. Thing is that if he, now that he's Terra'd, just to like stop Spirit Break from happening, I don't know what's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna KO, because he's not gonna do the full damage. And Light Screen, yeah, we know Light Screen's gonna go up. Heat Wave miss. I don't know what name that is. Okay, so you do pick up a KO there. That's the one that you wanted to KO. It's not a big deal that you missed that. He's kind of salty about that miss though. I don't see it being a big deal. You can always just 1v whatever the Grimmsnarl. The Grimmsnarl's not really a threat. Oh, see, that's kind of the thing. Switch. No, switch. Don't like this play. I don't get the haze either. Yeah, that's why you switch. That's exactly why you switch. Because now you're gonna die. And then again, it's probably the guy probably locked that plus Spirit Break. So it's a weird position to be in. Oh, it's Play Rough? Strange. Strange times. Strange times to be a Pokemon player. Why didn't he just foul play the Gyarados, actually? No? The Grimmsnarl? I don't know. Why didn't he just double into... Yeah, why didn't he just double into you the first time? I would have just doubled into that slot. I guess he would have lived still? Maybe? I don't know. My man said Reflect is here. Oof. You don't need the tailwind. You don't need the tailwind. You outspeed. You're already outspeeding. Could have saved that tailwind. Could have definitely saved that tailwind. I would have saved the tailwind. I would have doubled into the Gyarados. I'm not super scared of Grimmsnarl, but it is a weird position to be in, honestly. Crash. Did Crash miss? He's really upset. Into Play Rough. Does Play Rough KO? It's unfortunate. I mean, at this point, kind of didn't matter. It did, but it didn't. Realistically, I feel like Tailwind into Switch would have been okay. There was no reason for him to close combat that slot. You could have taken the... You could have definitely taken a hit better than that. I did not like the Brick Break. I don't think Brick Break was ever the play. That was like the least damage you could have done. You could have doubled into the Palm Out as well. But you wouldn't have outsped. It's a weird situation to be in, really. The Tailwind, I guess, but the Tailwind was optimal. The Tailwind was optimal. I would have switched. I would have switched maybe to Bax, and I would have Glaive Rushed, because Bax is value, but Bax isn't like super value. You know what I mean? Like, if you bring something in later, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have really been concerned. Now you're stuck with Murkrow. He's probably gonna cancel the battle. Yeah. Rough. Needs to stop rage quitting though. Really needs to stop rage quitting. It's not that serious. It's just ranked. It's just Great Ball. It's not tournament. There's no live event going on. I wouldn't have even worried about it to that extent. Yeah, I think he needs to slow his turns down a little bit, and just consider the defensive value of his team a little bit more. Like, we don't see Rich switch really at all. So it's basically like there's no point in having Pokemon in the back of the team at that point there. Like, if you're not gonna switch, then there's no reason for you to even have Pokemon in the back. It's like he's playing old school Pokemon. He's playing Playground Pokemon in VGC. And it's weird because when you play Rich in singles, he switches. He considers the switch. Here, though, he's not thinking about it. It's like he wants to get KOs constantly. And it's not necessary. You need to think... Your thought process should be like this. Am I in an advantageous position? Yes? Alright. What's creating it? That? Alright, I'll do this. Okay. Am I in a disadvantageous position? Alright, can I switch to something that would put me in a better position? Fine, I'll switch to something that will put me in a better position. There's no reason for the Palmot to have clicked close combat or whatever, the move that I would have wanted to go for into that slot there. It's weird that he clicked it into the Ceruledge. He probably knew the calc and said, alright, well, I'll just lock into this and clap cheeks there. But hindsight, I think he would have gotten more value out of switching that out, because bro didn't have any speed control, and I don't think even after a light screen palette would have not appreciated being hit with a Draco Meteor there. We didn't even get to see the last mon, so it's kind of tough to say. I didn't like the breakout, the brick break play. I think the brick break play was kind of weird. I guess it made sense, but at the same time, it wasn't really a big deal that was there. It's also strange that he dropped Terra Blast to put brick break back, as he got tired of seeing Grimmsnarls. When originally we had close combat. I don't know what to say. There was also no redirect, which is huge. Since there was no redirect, he could have probably procced his weakness policy and just whacked the palm out with a bitter blade. It probably would have died. I think Deadmau5 would have been fine here. Let's look at this team. I think we looked at this already. I think we already came to the conclusion there was no redirect. Bro would have had a chance, like it would have forced the guy to say, okay, well here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click fake out into something. So yeah, no redirect. Beat this guy up. Outspeed the hard way. Bitter blade the palm bot. That's pretty much it. That was elementary. Just do those things and you would have been fine. Could also switch to backs. Backs would have been fine into this. Like you would have. I mean, Backs is bulky. Backs probably could have taken the double shock fairly well. Hindsight, UFO. Yeah, UFO beats this. UFO two shots this. UFO beats this. UFO is only scared of this, really. UFO not being in this lineup, kind of a bad decision. I would have went these two. And I probably would have brought this over this, because neither of us are playing for speed control here. You could have brought the Murkrow. You could just Tailwind. You could have still Tailwind just to have the speed advantage. And, you know, started locking in moves and doing in cute shit. But, like, really, the Frengar would have been way better there. You probably would have lived to see the second double shot go off. Anyway, guys, it's been a long-winded video. I'm so happy to be back. We'll do more of these. If you guys have replays that you want to submit, you know, maybe something on Showdown or anything of that nature, I would strongly appreciate. Oh, would you believe me if I told you that that's Street Fighter music? Shadow? That's actually Street Fighter music. But yeah, if you guys have replays that you guys want to submit, some stuff from Showdown or anything on your YouTube channel or anything of that nature, feel free to send them to me, and I'll look at your matches and review what's going on as well. I appreciate being back, you guys, and I appreciate you guys being here to my first stream back. I'll be sure to be back again, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime within the week. I have other streams to review. I have other streams from Rich to review. There are some other days that he was playing that I didn't really get to do anything. Link me. I gotta go check out the some OTS. I'll get you the link for that, Shadow. I'll get you a link for that. But yeah, I'm gonna go offline, you guys. Appreciate having you guys back here. We're gonna make this a thing as frequently as possible. And yeah, peace.